Welcome to History Adventuring. This is episode number 172. I'm Brad Hall, and today we're looking at why the neighborhood streets are so quiet in Phoenix and in Los Angeles. As someone who is interested in the architecture of cities and how everything in them functions, right down to the streets, I'm fascinated by how successful cities like Phoenix and Los Angeles have been in protecting neighborhoods from traffic. If you've never realized that, I owe you a thank you, and I feel kind of sad that you've always been on the other side of the equation. Please let me explain. I was out walking this morning in Glendale, a suburb of Phoenix, since it was such a beautiful day. I took this photo as just a typical view. It's what you're not seeing that I want to point out. Traffic. Now don't get me wrong, as I walked along the neighborhood streets there were a few cars this morning, but mostly they were doing the thing that cities like Phoenix and Los Angeles have been designed to do. They're getting out of the neighborhood and onto the main streets and freeways. If you could see way down there to the busy intersection, you see a lot of cars. Yeah, it was rush hour when I was out walking this morning. I would imagine that most modern cities have done this. I only know Phoenix, Los Angeles, and where I grew up, Minneapolis. Even Minneapolis has plenty of freeways and some very wide streets to move traffic back and forth. And of course, most people only remember the quiet little streets from their childhood because as soon as they get a driver's license, most people spend their time on the freeways and major streets. I've always avoided freeways and major streets. I've been lucky that I haven't needed to spend all that much time there. But yes, of course, I've been there, and more than I ever wanted to. And yes, it makes sense to be there in a car where you can get from point A to point B as efficiently as possible. That's why all of this works. It's just human nature to want to get where you're going as quickly as possible. I've known people in LA who will drive several blocks in the wrong direction in order to pick up a freeway. And even in Phoenix, I've known people who will drive several blocks north out of my quiet little neighborhood in order to be on a major street, even if their destination is south. There are no signs that say, cars must get off of the neighborhood streets immediately, but it works out exactly that way. It's as if cars don't belong there, and they need to get out. In fact, it works so well that most people I know don't ever spend any time in their own neighborhoods. They get in their car and immediately go to a major street or freeway. The effect is wonderfully quiet neighborhood streets. Now that the weather is nice, I may go walking again tomorrow on the quiet streets. This has been History Adventuring. I'll talk to you later.